Alright, more rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. You guys ready? 3 throws on 4 counts. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. How'd you do?
Alright, everybody, got another match going on here. Let's see what's going on. Unfortunately, this is not a good matchup for me. I'm a little afraid of Trick. I don't want to use Sleep Powder and get stuck on Sleep Powder, so I go straight with Toxic Spikes to hope to get both layers up. But he goes with Psychic, and that means I'm not going to get anything up. So apparently this team is all about proper leadoff. You know, do I do it right or do I not? So now there's nothing to sleep, and there's Poison Layer. So this is just wonderful. And I switch to Bliss, which I know can handle anything Zam wants to do. So I'm not scared in any way. Except for Trick, I guess. He could still do that if he's not. Well, whatever. Who cares? In comes Metagross as I Charm, which so far Charm is working perfectly, guys. Unfortunately, Metagross is also working perfectly. So I know I can live any one thing aside from Explosion that Metagross wants to do, so I stay in to T-Wave it since it's not going to get poisoned. And he gets a Mash Raise, which really bugs me. If it weren't for that raise, I could stay in and Soft Boil until he either missed or until he was paralyzed. And unfortunately, now I cannot do either, or cannot wait for either. So I've got to switch. Heatran is an option, but I don't know how much it's going to take. Roserade is also an option, just in case he wants to miss or just in case it uses fodder. But Swampert is what I went with, which is probably the smartest move. And Predicted Earthquake means I should go for Stone Edge, but I'm going to go for Waterfall because I'm a wuss. So that's exactly what I do. And I guess it doesn't really matter if I pick Stone Edge this time. It would have done a little bit more if it hit, but it's not too big of a deal. So unfortunately, I'm going to leave and go right back to Bliss because this is a good time to heal up. And I see a Life Orb on that thing, which is very, very interesting. Back in the day, Militech was used a lot more, and it was a lot more feared, so it's really cool to see another one. And I don't think I've ever seen a Life Orb Sweeper set before, so that's really cool. But I'm going to get up my Recover as expected, or Soft Boiled as expected. And now he's got some options as well. He can set up rocks, he can spin. I guess he could try an Earthquake. I know Choice Band Earthquake on Donphan is a 2-hit KO on Blissey, so maybe he wants to try that. Going to Roserade is an option if I predict Spikes. But I'm going to go with Titan because he still, I don't think, knows that it's Choice Band. It'll make him think I'm going to set up Spikes. Maybe I can get away or Stealth Rock. Maybe I can get away a Waterfall and just kill it, which is what I'm going to go for. So he blew away my poison, unfortunately. So now I'm not too worried about Toxic, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be all that beneficial anyway. So he predicts my Stealth Rock to come in and wants to try and use his Zam before it's too late. So that's what he does, and he's left with a Sash. So I'm going to go right back to Blissey, I believe. I don't want him to use Grass Knot. I saw him use Hidden Power earlier, so that makes me really afraid if it's Fire or Ground, I respectively can't go to Sizer or Heatran. So I'm a little too afraid of that, much more than I should be, because going to Sizer would be great. But I end up just being boring and go right back to Bliss, and I'm going to use Charm just in case obviously Metagross is going to ignore it, but that would just cause another repeat of going back to Swampert or whatever, so maybe he'll bring in something else to take Blissey and I can Charm it. That was my thought process. I could stay in and T-Wave, and theoretically it might get synced to Bliss, or it might T-Wave something else, but not if Melodic or Donphan's going to come back in. That would be stupid. So I'm just going to go with Charm, and as expected, this guy comes back in, but this time because there's no Mash Raise, I can go straight off the bat with Counter and finish it off. So that's what I'm going to do. And bye-bye he goes. I'm still a little weak, however, but I'm not too worried, because if Metagross at 405 attack, excuse me, Metagross at 405 attack, and a Choice Band 100 base power stab move does, a little bit more than half, I'm not too concerned. There's no way a bulky leftovers Donphan is going to do the same as a Choice Band to Metagross with Earthquake. So I'm going to stay in and Soft Boil, and then see what I can do from there. Unfortunately, I'm wrong. Apparently, Donphan is ridiculous, and he just flat out does as much damage as Metagross with Choice Band did. I was stunned. I didn't know what to think. I was busy picking my jaw up off the floor. So maybe he's not bulky after all. Maybe he's just loaded with attack. Heck, his Melodic has a bunch of attack since it's got Life Orb too. So who knows? Maybe that's just his strat on this team instead. Fake you out with tanks and end up being residual damage. So I'm going to go with Waterfall again because who knows what I really don't have any other options. Swampert and Heatran aren't going to cut it, or Sizer and Heatran aren't going to cut it. So unfortunately now I don't have too many options. I could, of course, go right to Sizer like I should. Bliss is gone, so that's going to force or make him think that I'm going to stay in. I'm going to end up going to Roserade just in case. I don't think it's going to be too useful, though, of course, all death fodder is useful, and it would end up being very useful later on, and I don't have it, so that stinks. But it's the safe play, it's defensive, and now I'll bring in Sizer to finish it off. No big deal, I think it'll be alright. So, which is cool, because he did go straight for the Grass Knot, so staying in would have been deadly. But in comes Melodic, and I figure, alright, Bug Bite won't be too bad, so I'll just go right for that, forgetting completely that I'm going to be slower. I guess maybe I thought I could be faster, but it is a sweeper after all. So Bug Bite still does really good, however, regardless of Marvel Scale. So that's going to let me get up a Swords Dance. 33% chance for him to hit Surf, and he hits it, and it kills me. Like, are you kidding? I don't even know what to think. First Donphan does as much as Metagross, and now Melodic just one-hit KOs Sizer. I'm blown away. I'm really pissed because there's a 33% chance to kill him too. So makes me very, very angry face. So Roserade would be great right about now, but of course I don't have it. So I'm going to go straight with Earthquake because I saw how much Waterfall did earlier, and Earthquake is obviously stronger and not resisted, so I know it's going to KO. He gets another Sleep Talk to land on a move, which hurts me big time. Which, if he talked on Rest right there instead, I think this battle would have played out totally differently, although still better than picking Surf. So, unfortunately, this is a little iffy matchup. I know I need my Swampert to kill him with Ice Punch, so I've got to switch. I don't know what he's going to do. Earthquake is obviously a very good choice, but so is Draco Meteor. So Earthquake makes me really afraid of Heatran, but that's all I can do. I've got to hope he does Draco Meteor and miss, or something like that. So I've got to go to Heatran, see what I can accomplish, and maybe set up a sub and work my way from there. So that's what I do, and he U-turns out, which I didn't even think about at the time. Very good move for him. And in comes a stupid little green frog, which, this is even more worse. I can't go to Swampert because I need it to kill Flygon. I can't go to Jolteon, even though Jolteon would dominate him, because I can't afford to take a hit. Heatran can't necessarily do anything, even explode if it's damp, and of course I can't stand and take a hit, but I had to. I had no options because Swampert needs to live. Roserade would have been nice, yet again, but I don't have it. So now it's just, do I go to Swampert and try and Ice Punch him? It's not going to work. I have to go to Jolteon, but I can't use Thunderbolt, else he just goes right to Flygon. I don't have HP Ice on Jolteon. If his Flygon is Scarfed, it doesn't matter what Jolteon picks. I can't afford to try for like Signal Beam or HP Grass. That's not going to kill the thing. So it's really just, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? I end up going to Jolteon thinking that maybe I can get him to predict, or maybe I can get him to predict to go to Flygon. On Thunderbolt, I could switch to Swampert, and then it would just be a matter of, do I survive his attack and Ice Punch back? If I do, that'll leave it with this matchup as our last poke each, and I would win. If not, I don't know. I can't afford to use Thunderbolt. I have to use HP Grass. I don't know what he's got for an item. He ends up having Choice Scarf, of course. I don't know that at the time, but there's too many things to do. I try and play it safe, and I end up going with HP Grass because it's going to hit something regardless. I should have switched to Swampert and go for the win, because he switches on the predicted Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Grass isn't going to do anything, unfortunately. Roserade's got the Ice, Jolteon has the Grass. So all this dragon banning of Garchomp and potentially Salamence and Latias just moved back up, has me take away my Ices for Grasses, and of course Flygon's still hanging around. So can't live the Earthquake, so it's up to Swampert, but Ice Punch isn't going to kill Politoed, so if I had switched like I really, really wanted to, it would have mattered if I lived this hit, which of course I do live. Ice Punch kills him. It would have been Jolteon and Politoed, but unfortunately I didn't do it. I tried to play defense and it didn't pay off. So Oh well, I had a ton of fun. It was a really close match, and I'm bummed at how things turned out, but I guess I can't really complain. He's a good player. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.